All right, court is calling 2024 CR 6687, State of Texas versus Kishana Hullaby. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
And Paris Sademan.
Defense.
Bridget Garza.
And are you Miss Hullaby?
Yes.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of assault public servant bodily injury? That's a third-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, there's a $1,500 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication. They're taking in consideration NIMAC number 734176. And there's to be restitution in 734176. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense is at the plea.
Yes.
State is at the plea.
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, we're asking the court to proceed with the recommendations of the ADA. Ms. Hullaby lives independently. Up until this arrest, she was employed with the city of San Antonio. Unfortunately, because of the arrest, she was terminated. She is currently seeking employment. She does have a supportive family. Her mom is present in the courtroom. Her mom has been present at every court appearance. She is remorseful. She just made a terrible, terrible mistake. She acknowledges her mistake. She is willing to comply with all the conditions that you impose upon her. She's asking the court to give her an opportunity. She will follow all of the court's directives.
So who is Mr. Napoleon to you?
Napoleon, it's our old classmates.
All right. So why was he in the car with you?
We was going to HEB for grape juice.
All right. So what's your relationship?
With him?
Yes.
Oh, this is our old classmate. My friend already had that.
What do you mean your friend already had that?
Like that was her man. And I was just with him to wash the laundry in the back of the car.
So you're with him to watch laundry in the back of the car, but you all are doing groceries. I don't understand your
So
story.
we was on the way to HEB, but before we got to the apartment, I just wanted grape juice. So that's how we went to HEB. That's
Okay. So the officers are saying they could smell marijuana. Why are you around people who have marijuana?
yeah. I don't have no answer to that one at this moment. Looking back on it now, maybe I should have been like, don't get in the car with it, but it just happened.
Yeah, I mean, stuff don't just happen unless somebody is forcing you to do it. So police pull you all over, and then you are kicking the plexiglass in the back of the car. What were you hoping to gain by doing that?
Then my anxiety, like in my head, I thought I was getting kidnapped. So I was like, let me get out this situation.
What do you mean you thought you were being kidnapped? They're police.
I know, but also I can't like, yes, they are trusted by the law, but I personally don't know the man. So that's why I was like, okay, it's just when I get put in the like if I can't get up and leave when I want, my anxiety start rushing to the room. So now, oh yes, ma'am, I made a mistake.
Now you made bad choices.
Oh yes, ma'am, I made a horrible choice.
So here's the thing. I don't know about your anxiety. I don't know what's going on with that, but I do know if the police are doing an investigation and they put you in the back of a vehicle, you're not supposed to kick a plexiglass because then you're going to end up back here. And I know you're not supposed to hit an officer because then you're going to end up back here.
Yes.
And then I don't understand the using the racial slurs.
Yeah, I was mad, but that was very disrespectful because I wouldn't want nobody to call me XYZ, so I should not have said XYZ, you know?
All right. So you say you have bad anxiety or high anxiety. So are you receiving treatment for that?
No, I have no insurance with the city. I would love to get treated to see because I feel it now, like my legs get weak. It's like it's not a bad anxiety. I see real anxiety attacks. I don't think I get anxiety attack. I think it's something else because my heart be coming out my chest.
Okay. All right. If I could speak to her mother for a moment, because I'm trying to figure out what's going here, what would be the best conditions of probation for her. So if you'll step to the side a little bit. Oh, I'm doing okay. I like your shirt. That's the Scooby but with
Yeah.
Bugs and everybody. We will watch that show all the time. Could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, if you can lower your hand and make sure you keep your voice up so the court reporter can hear.
Okay.
All right, and could you state your name?
I'm Bernice Elizabeth Hullaby.
All right, Bernice Hullaby.
Bernice Elizabeth Hullaby, the mother to Kishana by Renee Hullaby.
All right. So I'm going to follow the agreement. But when people are placed on probation in this court, I want them to be successful. So I don't do cookie cutter probations where everybody get the same thing. So I'm trying to figure out, what do you think she needs? She's saying she has high anxiety. Has she ever had any mental health treatment, or do you think she needs to see someone?
I believe Kishana does have anger issues. I believe her anger issues has started since she's moved out of the house. I believe that as any child that has moved out or wants to get out on their own, they make their own decisions, they make their own friends. I believe Kishana had got mixed up in a crowd that she shouldn't have been mixed up in. And as every parent, when children come home for Sunday, but we have Sunday dinner every Sunday.
Mhm.
I had noticed some changes, and I said, "Is everything okay?" I'm a very active mother. I try to make sure I keep in touch with my children, know what's going on with my children. I knew something just wasn't right. I had spoken to Keyshawn the morning of the incident. Well, let me go back. That Sunday, she had came for Sunday dinner, and I was looking at her car. She has paper plates, and my husband told her father, said, "By Renee, those plates are no more good. You need to go to the car people and get the plates replaced." She said, "Oh, she said, I'll call them." And so I think I called her on Monday. No, I did call her on Monday. And I said, "Did you go get your plates?" Because I was concerned about those paper plates. She said, "Well, Mom, I'm on my way." I said, "Okay." I think an hour later, I get a call from my husband telling me she had been arrested. I didn't know the full of the story, but when we did get her out, I did get her out that day. She told me, she said, I acted rationally. She said, "Mom, I panicked. I kicked the officer." She said, "I said some things I had no business saying, and I just shook my head." So I would recommend with the court, and not to hurt her, but yes, I do think that she doesn't have patience.
Hmm.
And I don't know where's that coming from, where that behavior is coming from. But overall, Keyshawn is not a bad child. She's a very good child. She's been raised in a very good home. I felt like we raised her to the best of our abilities. I've been on my job for 20 years. We've been hardworking people. Keyshawn in middle school and high school was involved in sports. She played volleyball. She played tennis. She's very successful at whatever she does when she puts her mind into it. I think she just got into the world, and the world just influenced her to do bad things.
All
If
right,
I'm
so,
saying that correctly.
all right, so does she live with you, or she lives by herself?
Keyshana does live independently. Keyshana did have to move back home, and at this time, I think what really set it off, Keyshana was living in an apartment. She got evicted because.
So is she back at home with you?
No, right now she's on her own, but
Okay.
during the time of this incident, she was going to get evicted. She couldn't pay her bills, so she did have to move home. I believe that kind of set off her little anger issue because she was upset at that because she had to come home. And I did explain to her, so it happens to every child. I said, so you shouldn't be upset that you have to come home, because sometimes you just have to come home, get yourself together, and get back up on your feet. She was able to come home and live for up to December. January, yeah.
Yeah,
January.
Okay.
She came back and she was pretty much okay. And she's in an apartment now. She's doing well. I was sad that, about she lost her job at the city because they did the background check.
Okay.
And
Right. All
but
right.
otherwise, now she's not racist. I didn't raise her to be racist.
Okay.
I don't know where that slur came from, and we did have a talk about that.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you for letting me know and giving me some insight. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thank you. All right, you can come back. And I want to let you know, your mother's testimony did not hurt you whatsoever. what she's told me is exactly what is in the police report. All right, is there anything else before the court makes its ruling?
No, Your Honor.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. The court is going to sentence you to a $1,500 fine. That will be probated. Court will sentence you to 3 years deferred adjudication. There's to be 150 hours of community service restitution. What are you planning to do with the rest of your life?
I wanted to go to the medical field. I don't know.
All right, there's to be 150 hours of community service restitution. That will be waived upon completion of some type of trade school or higher level of education. You can go off the record. In this court, to be successful on probation, communication is key. If you have an issue, let your probation officer know about it. If you feel as though they're not addressing it, you can always come back to the court and we'll see what's going on. Yes,
Judge, there's just one other matter.
yes.
If we can have her drug tested so that we can get a baseline.
Is she gonna be positive?
Yes.
All right, so what are you using?
Oh, this week.
Don't do like, oh, just weed, because you're not supposed to be using drugs at all.
Yes.
It messes with the brain. And I know some people think weed, oh, it's fine, but then usually it ends up leading to other things. All right, probation, can we have her do a UA today? Is that possible? All right, so we'll do a UA today. And it's to attain a baseline. And please make sure they test her, and if her levels go up, bring her back to court.
Yes.
Oh, and go ahead and do a TAP evaluation, and that can be done out of custody as well. And if TAP recommends inpatient treatment, we'll start with outpatient treatment. Anything else?
Nothing further.
Thank you for bringing that to my attention. All right, they'll go over conditions with you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.